Hello, everyone. This is White Wolf, and I wanted to get on here with this message and talk about be a truth teller of prophets. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to follow your calling. In your tool belt, you will be a person that always asks the question instead of just wanting the answer, wanting to go on another journey, wanting to migrate even more, wanting to heal yourself completely, wanting to balance the light and the dark aspects within yourself, because you realize how potent it really is when you decide to shift into a state of consciousness that is in the great beyond, that is in 0 point creation, because you're seeing yourself as an absolute reality, because you're creating a vortex, but you're channeling that vortex. Instead of looking at your vortex over there or over here, you have to look at the spiritual mass and the light body and the influx of light that we're accumulating at this time. Because what's happening in April is that we're really initiating this boundary, is saying that I'm going to live my life like this. This is how I want to be. This is how I want to be looked at. This is how I want to be respected. This is how I want to love. This is what I want to do with my life. This is what my career path is within life, and that I want to be fully conscious, and I want to be a master of my own craft. So when you allow yourself to do that, you allow yourself to be a truth teller. You allow yourself to expose things. You allow yourself to be the revelation. So we're here to lead, and we're not here to stay on the sidelines. We're not here to just sit in our rooms and do nothing. But we are here to really just put ourselves out there and lay it all on the table and roll the dice and see where it lands, and knowing that it doesn't matter if society is unwilling to change or if people are unwilling to change, because there's many of us who are awakening at this time and are embracing this change, embracing the divine feminine and the masculine, and seeing angels, seeing prophetic visions, seeing how we can create within a meditative state, how we are having these dreams that are telling us something, these visions that are telling us something. And that's why we journal, that's why we dream, that's why we imagine. That's why we allow ourselves to see past what's beyond our peripheral, because it gives us the vision, and we allow the vision to become who we are. And then when that vision becomes who we are, it's like it's our own portrait. It's like it's our own painting. It's like we're perfecting how everything goes together. It's like a well-crafted song. So you allow yourself to be a conductor, a technician of energy. So sometimes it takes baby steps, sometimes it just takes a little bit every day, and sometimes it just takes a lot of dedication and a lot of times of really just facing yourself. And this entire week, I have had abrupt healing. I've had an influx of light. I've had a lot of shifts and changes and really empowering myself, living my best life now, and making that distinction between not wanting to live a false identification of the ego, but wanting to live reality. We think that reality is what is just physical, is what is just here, what is just in the third dimension. But it's actually more than that. Reality is when you realize that you're living your fantasy. That's when it really starts to dawn on you. That's when it really starts to set in. And that's when your life becomes a roller coaster, but it's not scary. And it's not, topsy-turvy, but it's just, you keep ascending. You keep going higher. You keep progressing. And then our circumstances, our experiences, the way that we hear speech, because we're very empathic on this planet. We're very empathic. We have heightened senses of awareness. So we're sensing how people speak, how people project, how people say something that is completely just not true. So when we allow ourselves to really see the energy, feel the energy, interpret the energy, we become a master intuitive in the human form. It's not that we're letting go completely of being human, because we're still human, but we are channeling the higher self and reciprocating God's source energy, reflecting the Creator back into everything that we see. We're allowing ourselves to see through the eyes of God and have God look back at us. So we are all creator gods, we are all truth tellers, we are all ascended masters in human form, and we're all here to bring about great change in awareness and transformation and activating something within everyone. So we're here to give. We're here to give love. We're here to teach and to demonstrate and to set an example. And I think that's what's very powerful about TikTok and all of these apps, that we're able to do this. We're all here to do this. We're all here to really expand upon who we are and to follow our heart and align it with the mind so that we can be a perfected mind-body-spirit complex. So when we allow ourselves to use our inner child as a way of imagining, intending, creating, but also allowing ourselves to be a sacred temple of Source, to see ourselves as that. You have to see yourself as sacred, abundant, loved, infinitesimally favored. And when we realize that everything is rigged in our favor, then we realize that every day is one step closer to ascension. But it's not looking at it like we reach a certain point and then we're done, but it's reaching a certain point and just keep going and progressing and elevating the energy, allowing ourselves to be the pyramid of life. And then that pyramid turns into Metatron's cube, and then we become sacred geometry. And realizing that we're the flower of life, that means that we're the manifestation of life itself. So you see that if you're the manifestation of life, if you're what's giving life, if you're that breath of fresh air, if you're the one that's giving life and the living projection of consciousness onto everything, that means you're a truth teller of prophets. What I mean by a truth teller, exposing things, allowing yourself to be a revelation, allowing yourself to put it out there, to not be afraid of who you are in this moment, and have different aspirations and inspirations that come out of you. So there's many different aspects that we're tapping into right here, right now, ever present. And that's why we're remaining directly in the present, because it's the most true. It's the most real to us. So we become a spirit guide. So we allow ourselves to become a spirit guide. We allow ourselves to channel our higher self, and we become God, but we're a spirit guide and a way shower and a grid worker of this new ascension, so that we are able to emanate from a frequency of a high density of consciousness to the point where we bring it down to earth, but we stay grounded, but we stay within that frequency and maintain that enlightened awareness. And we don't look at life in a different way. And we see through the illusion of relationships, societal norms, also what we perceive that is normal that human beings do, but then we uncover more layers and shed more layers upon which we are able to discern and to be authoritative and to relay in a way that's loving and forgiving and unconditional all at the same time. So usually I say that's my opener, but I probably have talked for like 10 minutes, but it's just what I felt, what I needed to channel. But if you're on this live feed and this is blessing you, I believe that we'll also be doing a meditation. Book private sessions with me. This is White Wolf. I do psychic readings, healings, activations for $70 for 1 hour. Also, you can go to my YouTube channel, White Wolf the Oracle, Instagram, White Wolf 4741, and BitChute, White Wolf the Oracle, 23_@symbol. But if you're watching this, this means that there's something in the title that drew you in. You're always drawn to certain people, you're always drawn to certain energy, and you have to figure out what energy works for you, what processes work for you, what routine works for you. And also understanding that the way that you use your energy, rather it's telekinesis, rather it's clairaudience, clairsentience, no matter if it's looking into past lifetimes, no matter if it's doing soul retrievals, no matter if you interpret people's dreams, whatever it may be, that means you are a truth teller and a storyteller and a prophet of this new generation. And I do believe we're all seeing prophecies being shown to us, things that are coming out in the news, things that are changing in society. The beautiful things that you see on the internet, and the things that the interactions that you have with humans. In seeing those interactions and seeing how beautiful people can be, but also knowing that if we don't look at our imperfections, we cannot be the effortless perfection of the higher self. So we have to be non-dual in that way. We have to be independent. We have to have the follow-through. We have to have that spontaneous combustion of energy. And I think being a truth teller, being a prophet, being the I am presence realized in the human form is really showing how excited you can be, showing up to your life as if you're meant to be there, motivating yourself past the motivation, allowing yourself to work and to seek and to look and to dream and to intend, and to know that when we live as if we're an affirmation, a living, breathing, walking affirmation, that means that we have the power within ourselves. Our words have power. The way that we intend has power. The way that we meditate has power. And we don't realize what our soul is doing at all times. I've had people tell me that I've came up in their meditations. So it's like we never really know without our really knowledge what we're doing on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis, because we also have an I am presence, and I've talked about this for 3 years, if you're a person who's followed me for 3 years. The monad, the I am presence, the 12 aspects of ourselves, sisters, brothers, daughters, and cousins that are in different realms and different planes and different universes that are on this enlightened journey. So they're all trying to be in sync with your archetypes and your combinations and your causes and effects with you. So when we feel like intense pain, or when we feel like we're having circumstances that have a certain connotation with it, or we have this person that keeps coming into our life that's always talking shit at us, there's always a reason for that. So we're healing everything. So we are sensitive beings. So we're all trying to heal the human condition. And also we're trying to heal what the other monads, the other I am presences are going on in their journey. So it's all an ascension prophecy. It's an ascension disclosure. So we're all experiencing something on a different plane, different lifetimes. Also in just different realms, like dreams that we have and that we interpret and see as prophecies being relayed to us. So we allow ourselves to, I'm not throwing up a pyramid. I know what you're trying to insinuate, but I'm not doing that. So we allow ourselves to see that we are becoming a prophet, a truth teller, exposure, expansion, and we allow ourselves to transcend the human condition because we're not stuck in our comfort zone anymore. But we're in the stretching zone. That means the stretching zone is infinite in its nature. That means it keeps on going. That means it's the infinity symbol. So it keeps stretching itself out to the point where you're very comfortable with it, so that you embrace stuff that is challenging or stuff that is uncomfortable. And that's how we step up into leadership. We allow ourselves to see that as we step up into the leadership, into power, and allowing others to be healed in the prophetic nature, that they're supposed to align themselves to know that love is really all we need at the end of the day. If we expose that, if we allow ourselves to be in sync with ourselves and allow ourselves to embody every part of our chakras, every part of our galactic chakras, every part of how we allow ourselves to be divine in every single way. So we allow our light body to take control. We find ourselves to allow ourselves to let go of control, of knowing all the details, of being fixated on things that don't matter, things that don't breathe life within our space. So it doesn't allow us to fall back into the revolving door, or our past, or our trauma, or unwilling to receive or unwilling to be a blessing. So we allow ourselves to be that. We allow ourselves to be that support system for our brothers and sisters in arms. So a lot of people, when you go live, they may view you in a certain way. They may have a perspective of you, but that's not how you actually look like. That's not how you look like to someone else. Everybody has a different perspective. So if you guys ever go live and there's some person that has a certain perspective about you, that's not really who you are. And everything in your past was not who you really are. Your friends, your family, any of that bullshit was not really who you were. So anything from our past lifetimes that were not of the highest light was not who we are. Our shadows is not really who we are, because it's very painful to heal. That's why it feels painful when you have a limiting belief. That's why it's painful when you shortchange yourself, when you talk down about yourself. That's why it's painful. That's why we expose ourselves. That's why we have that long look in the mirror and expose ourselves, expose our pride, expose our vanity, and all of the dark stuff about ourselves, and let it be inked out and pull the cords out of ourselves and just allow them to be dissolved completely. So be a truth teller, step on toes, break some rules, make your own fucking rules, go your own way. And I think that's what's powerful. I think that's what's powerful at the end of the day, is to go your own way and to leave it out on the table and to be authentic and have a fire lit under your ass and just absolutely just fucking go for it. Because there will always be something that tries to get in the way of who you are, of your leadership, of the way that you carry yourself. But if you just don't give a fuck about that, if you just go your own way with zero fucks given, and I know I'm being very blunt, but it's true. It's to the point where when you're fed up with not having enough, with being lacking of something, with being unworthy, with all of the things from our past, all of the things that deal with our ego and our vanity and being negative towards ourselves and all the toxic aspects, once you're fed up with that, you just get to a point where you want to have a good day. You want to be the gift that keeps on giving. You want to allow yourself to be the essence of source energy. Always. Be there. All the time. Everywhere. Everything. Spontaneously. All at once. When you're just fed up with it, just say, fuck it. Heal me. Or like stay in a room, and if the divine does not heal you as you're leaving that room, just say, I want to be healed. And don't leave that room until you're healed, until you have realization. Don't stop meditating to the point where you're not empowered and you're not endowed within the light of your spirit. Just put it on them. Put it on the divine. Put it on them. Reverse it back to them. And say, I'm not going to leave this place. I'm not going to write this down unless you make it happen. I'm not going to be a blessing. Allow me to be a blessing. Create this blessing. Promote this blessing. Be this blessing. And then once you do that, you're just being yourself. Because it doesn't take a lot of energy to just do it. To do something that you're putting off. To just follow your alignment. To just show up to your life as if you're meant to be there. To just be who you are. It doesn't take much energy. And that's why it's easy when you're just flowing with it. It's kind of like when you're dancing. If you're dancing and you're really into it, you're not going to be like, oh God, everyone's like looking at me dancing. No, you're going to feel the beat and you're just going to go with it. And I think it's like, I think it's, some people think it's lame to say, just go with the flow. But by all means, absolutely, go with the flow. There is an animal tearing through the woods. Wow. That animal is tearing through that woods. So we're going to do a meditation. So I'm going to try to concentrate and do a meditation for you guys. So with this meditation, I want you to really empower yourselves, and I want you to try to channel the power within yourself. I want you to see yourself in a different light. I want you to see how you can use your blessing as a way of love, as a way of unconditionality, as a way of really giving yourself to God for once. Maybe this could be the first time. Maybe this could be the first time where you meditate. And you can focus on an object, you can lay down, you can dance if you want to. But I want this moment to be sincere. I want you to see the prophetic visions that God's Source Energy has for you. I want you to see the things that you can create in a meditative state. I want you to see yourself as being strong, capable, being a leader, being a truth teller, exposing things that are not of the light. If it means other light workers, if it means exposing something that is just not in the highest love and the highest light, be that truth teller, be that prophet, live your own prophecy, and live a life of abundance, of courage, of strength, of mobility, where you can allow others to be transformed by you planting seeds. That you can finally be resurrected from the dead. That you can finally have a grand rising of your own journey. That we can all stand up and we can all unite on this front of allowing people to be healed in the eyes of God's Source Energy. To use our gifts to really accept ourselves without any personal biases. That we can see everything as the absolute reality. That we can see everything how God sees, how God vibrates, how we emanate that aura, that love, that presence, and that light. Break a lot of rules, step on a lot of toes. Be a truth teller. Be the prophet that you were destined to be. Open up to your power now and know that is inside of you, and what's inside of me is inside of you too. Just know what your direct experience is. Just know what energy that you're pulling from. And recognize it for what it is. Be more cognizant. Have a perception that aligns with your perspective. Have belief systems that absolutely support you. Knowing that you can choose your emotions properly. Know that the light and dark aspects are coming in together to be that influx of light. To know that you don't have to live the same day over and over and over. Knowing that you can have brand new DNA. A brand new mindset. Knowing that you are one of God's chosen. That you're His finest creation, that you're a masterpiece. That you can see yourself really succeeding. You can see how you can donate to charities. That you can pay off your friend's mortgage. That you can help someone with their business. That by you setting this example, you being able to change lives with your gift, by you standing up, you showing up, and by giving yourself and your life to God's Source Energy and the great I Am, Everything that you once were before is erased. It's done. It's finished. It's over. It's a new beginning. It's a never-ending journey. When you vibrate with the river of Source, with the Aqua River flow of God's Source energy, nothing can stop you. You become unstoppable. We have to have a death of the ego, a death of the darkness. We die before we die so that we can live again. So that we can send this signal out into the ethers, so that we can be the heart of the universe, so that we can finally start sending out these positive vibes out into the world instead of the vibes that we were sending out. You're here to heal everything of the human condition. It is a healing journey. Everything that you can think of. Just say, I accept. I accept that I can be confident, that I can be strong, that God's Source energy favors the bold. That I can use my wisdom, my discernment, my love, and my generosity to allow others to transform who they are, to see themselves as worthy, to see themselves as love, so that they can heal everything inside of themselves, so that they can live an abundant life and live of service to all. Nothing can change that. Nothing can change the divine, distort it. But step fully into your power now. See yourself as a fierce warrior. See yourself as the armor of God. And see yourself accepting and fulfilling the assignment, the mission, the prophecy that has been laid before you. And this is how the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom is and will forever just be. So I hope you all enjoyed that meditation. I hope the internet connection was good. I hope that it wasn't shoddy. I never know with these lives. So I hope that really helped you. I hope my message tonight blessed you. I hope that it changed your life. And I hope that You just see yourself differently, see a different perspective, see a different vantage point, see a different gateway that you can take, knowing that there's always opportunity, and it's just about accepting them courageously. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that meditation. Just know that you can always book private sessions with me for $70 for 1 hour. Also, my YouTube channel, White Wolf the Oracle, Instagram, White Wolf 4741, and BitChute, White Wolf the Oracle 23_@symbol. God bless you all, and I hope that you guys see me go live here. I might do a live tomorrow, and I might do some readings. I don't know. But just, if you see me on, and if you don't want to, you don't have to watch me either. But use your discernment. Take what I say and use the stuff that you resonate with, and then throw out the other stuff that you don't resonate with. So